One of the most important things that you need to make sure you have covered in outbound marketing is something we call authority. Authority is the ability for someone you reach out to understand that you are a legitimate person who has a legitimate business who can legitimately help them with something they are struggling with. We often talk about this with our 3 key phrase, which is know, like, and trust. If you want someone to know, like, and trust you and your business, you need to have authority behind the things that you say and do and the claims that you make. Now, there are 5 ways that we generally talk about authority. There are a ton of ways that you can build authority, but these are the 5 key ways that most of our clients focus on to build that know, like, and trust within their target audience. Number 1 are referrals. Referrals are some of the best authority that you can get because you are taking advantage of the know, like, and trust that they have in someone else, and it's being transferred to you. You have the authority to say and do things because you are being imbued with trust from someone they already trust. It is one of the best ways to gain authority, and it is awesome. Take as many referrals as you can get and ask for them whenever you feel appropriate. You will close more deals on referrals than any other lead source. Now, if that one's a little too obvious, let's jump to the next one, which would be reviews or social proof. This one is super clear in the B2C world, but you'd be shocked how valuable reviews and social proof are in the B2B world. You may not be referred into a business, but if you can get your clients to explain the great work that you've done, whether it's over video or in text, and these reviews can be either on your Google business profile page, or they could be on your website, or they could be in nurture emails, any way that you can share the successes that other people have that are just like them, the better off you are going to appear as an authority in the space. So when you make a claim, it can be backed up by something that isn't just you making that claim. The third way that you can build authority is with content that is valuable. So for instance, you're watching a video right now of me speaking on video and talking about authority and outbound marketing. Just by having this video and the fact that I took the time to produce it and get it on YouTube and get it on different channels, it shows that I'm someone that cares about this topic, and I care so much that I'm willing to share all of this with the world for free so that they can have a better experience with outbound marketing. It can be content in written form, in video form, in any form you want. But if you are speaking on an ongoing basis on a particular topic and talking about things that are relevant to your target audience, you're going to be viewed as an authority in that space. A really key caveat in this particular one is you really need to do a good job of putting out quality content. We really try to do this as much as possible and share with people quality stuff. Yes, just having content out in the world is going to prove that you are an authority in the space, but ideally you really want to put out content that you feel is going to help people as much as possible. Please don't add to the spam and just the horrible content that exists in the world. If you have something that you think is valuable for people to hear, then you should share it. Number 4 as an authority play would be independent verification. So these would be things like certifications or attestations that you can get. Big ones in like the information security space would be like a SOC 2 or an ISO 27001 certificate. Things in a personal space, if you are a financial advisor, you need to take certain tests, in order to prove that you are trustworthy and that you can manage people's money well. Obviously, if you're a lawyer, you have to pass the bar exam, or if you are a doctor, you have to pass the MCATs. You get a certification that says, hey, I am independently verified by a trusted third party, so therefore you can trust me too. Really quality way to gain authority. One of the last and best ways to gain authority is to take the stage. So if someone puts you on a pedestal, whether you are physically on a stage in front of a large crowd, if you're on TV, if you are on a podcast that has a decent number of views, you own a stage. And just by being there, you are going to enjoy the authority of being in front of a crowd, right? It's a very powerful position and one not to take lightly. But if you can get speaking engagements or exposure where there are people watching, large amounts of people watching you or listening to you, that is a great way to gain authority. Now, the real magic happens when you start to mix these up, right? So it's great that you get a referral from someone that your potential prospect knows, likes, and trusts. But if they go to check you out on YouTube or your website and you have no content, you're not blogging about these topics, you're not talking about it in any particular way, that may be a red flag for them to say, hey, look, they may be great at what they do, but it's hard for me to verify that. Versus if you get a referral and you've been producing content on that particular topic for a long time, maybe you also have an independent verification that says that you're really good or you deserve authority in this particular space. All of a sudden, referral plus content plus independent verification, this is someone I must do business with, not someone that I just might want to do business with. Lots of companies focus on one or two of these. Companies that are phenomenal focus on 3 or more. One of the things we talk a lot about is the value equation. It's an Alex Hormozi built value equation, which talks about the idea of increasing authority and reducing things like effort and sacrifice and time to value in order for someone to achieve their dream outcome. And the higher degree of authority that you can get across, the more value you are going to bring to your prospects and clients. So the more you can stack these on top of one another, the more value you bring to your clients, which means that you are going to close more deals and you are going to be able to charge more money for the products and services that you deliver, simply because your prospects are going to have a higher degree of confidence that you can solve their problem than other people will. As an example, there's a good reason why Neil Patel, one of the largest names in SEO, is allowed to charge sometimes 2 or 3 times more than any other SEO agency. It's because this guy wrote the book and quite literally rewrites the book on best practices for SEO on a consistent basis. So working with his agency means that you are consistently in the front line for the newest things that are coming out. So when Google has an algorithm change, they're aware. When your website takes a nosedive, they know what to do immediately because 100 other websites just took a nosedive and they know how to work through it immediately. The confidence that you have working with Neil Patel's agency allows him to charge a whole lot more. To recap, this is super, super important. If you don't have any authority plays, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to be closing deals on a consistent basis. And the more of these that you have and the more that you invest in them, the easier it will be for you to close new business. In outbound marketing, this is essential because you're reaching out to someone cold. They don't know you. They've never heard of you before. You must have ways to get across to a prospect that you are legit. Stick to one or more of these 5 authority plays, and I guarantee that you will close more deals from your outbound prospects.